Okay, so I don't always do video, but I wanted to include the video for the purpose of sharing this lesson, or these 4 lessons, 4 reasons I made almost no money my first 2 years of online. I wanted to share that with people who did not necessarily listen to the podcast, but who might prefer video. So making sure I've got the right SEO optimized headline, which is 4 reasons I made almost no money my first 2 years of business. So that's what we want to talk about today. So thanks for watching. We're going to go right into those because people always ask me how they can make money fast in their business. They want to get started today and begin making money tomorrow. And not tomorrow in the philosophical sense, the tomorrow that never comes. They mean literally. They want to start making money their second day in business. And making money your first year of business is just not possible. Or is it? I'm not one of those entrepreneurs who gave up their 6-figure salary and fancy office to start a business, and I wasn't selling lemonade to my neighbors when I was 7. I wasn't born an entrepreneur, and I never laid awake at night dreaming of owning my own business. My name is Ellery Wells, and I was forced to make a decision. Welcome to the Ellery Wells Show, where we talk with real entrepreneurs about real problems that they're facing and real solutions on how they are overcoming obstacles, achieving their goals, and making a difference in the world. If you're an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, this is the place to be to help you start, build, or grow your business. So if you don't follow Gary Vaynerchuk, you probably should. He's a cool dude, shares amazing knowledge, but he and I agree that the fastest way to make a profit is to buy something at a lower cost and sell it at a higher cost. And he suggests a combination of garage sales and Craigslist. While that's a perfectly fine way to do it, that takes a lot of time. If you're willing to do it, you could probably make a pretty good amount of money by buying low and selling high. But while making money your first year is possible, I said it wasn't just a second ago, I'm now telling you that it is, I didn't do it. Well, I didn't make any amount of money really to write home about. I wouldn't brag about it. I covered my costs from software and hosting, and really that was about it. In truth, the first year I was online was not the first year that I had a business. But after about 12 months, I'd made about $500, and I created my very first ebook called The Personal Branding Toolkit, which is just proof that you don't have to have a sexy name or a cool name for a product for it to be able to sell. It helps, but it's not required. And I sold a handful of those, and I think I made a couple of affiliate sales from Amazon or my hosting company. But you're not here to listen to me talk about my early wins. You're here to learn about the major reasons that I made almost no money my first 2 years. And your hope is that by learning, or my hope for you, and I hope you hope this too, my hope is that by learning what I did wrong, you can avoid those exact same things and do better than I did. And that's what I hope. So here are the 4 major reasons I made almost no money, made almost $0 my first 2 years online. Well, before I go into why I didn't make any money my first 2 years, I do want to mention that after working with writers, podcasters, business owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, full-time in my coaching business for almost 4 years now, the reasons that I'm about to share with you plague almost everybody in the beginning. They are universal, and if you are going through the same challenges, you're not alone, and there's a way through it. And if you can fix what I did wrong, I have no doubt that you will fare far better than I did. So here's number 1. I was not professional enough. My first website sucked. The layout was bad, the colors were not consistent, and I only showed up to write or podcast or create content when I felt like it. And that's no way to build a business when you feel like it. If my work ethic was a storefront, you might pull up to the front door and have to wonder whether or not I was even open. Now I use tools like Thrive Themes to make everything look a lot better, but real professionals show up whether they feel like it or not. And real professionals put in the work even on their bad days, and they don't take breaks because they don't feel like working. And that's a big problem with a lot of new people. They don't feel like it today, so they don't show up. And I was no different. And I think this is one of the biggest indicators of someone's level of dedication to their craft. Successful people show up and do the work even when they don't want to. And I failed at that my first 2 years. Being a professional doesn't mean spending a ton of money on your craft, but being a professional does mean that you outwork everybody else. You work when they don't. Being a professional means you show up early and you stay late. It means you finish projects on time. Being a professional means your clients and prospects know what to expect from you, and they get it. They don't have to wonder if they will get what they have paid for or what they might pay for. Not being a professional is a big deal because it makes a huge difference in whether or not you'll make it in business. I'm not going to say you have to go full-time immediately. You can be a part-time entrepreneur and still be successful. But I am saying that if you want my best advice for starting a business and making it in business, it would be to increase your level of professionalism. And I wrote a blog post about that. You can go to ElleryWells.com/pickmybrain if you want to see the 4 other bits of advice that I would give you if we're sitting down for coffee. So here are just a few quick tips to help you be more professional in whatever you're doing. Create a simple logo and put it on everything. Pick 3 colors for your website and no more. Create templates for everything so that you can deliver a consistent experience to your prospects. And be honest and be confident. No one wants to buy from somebody who's wishy-washy. You can tell people that you don't have all of the answers, but if you're flaky, if you're wishy-washy, nobody's going to buy from you. Number 2, I was not reliable enough. There are 2 ways to build credibility in your business, the fast way and the slow way. You could put some PlayStations up on your shelves and borrow the credibility of Sony, or you could go out there and make friends and shake hands the old-fashioned way. Buyers will not buy from you if they don't relate to you. Buyers buy from people and companies that they know, who they like, and who they trust. You might think that credibility and relatability are two separate things, and they're not. Credibility and relatability go hand in hand. I wasted the first 15 months in my business because I tried to be aloof and detached, impersonal, and authoritative. I won't go into all the details because I've written about it on a blog post on ElleryWells.com, but my readers could not connect with me, so they didn't stick around. I tried to write with authority and without emotion, and I never talked about me or what I was up to. And my website was bland, and so was the content that I created. You don't have to be comfortable talking about yourself, but the same types of conversations and the same things that you would share with somebody across the dinner table or over a glass of wine, those are the kinds of things that make you interesting. And if you can put those things, your personality, into your business, you'll do much better than I did in the beginning. And when I did start to put more of my personality, the quirks and all, into my writing and podcasting, people started coming and listening and reading by I would say the hundreds, but it's by the thousands. And it's pretty awesome. In short, like all businesses, I suffered from the number 1 problem that keeps us from making money, and which I've also written about on ElleryWells.com. But I didn't help the situation by hiding my personality. Connect with your visitors, the people that walk in, the people that come into your store, the people that read your blog or listen to your podcast, and talk about the things that interest you and that get you excited. Don't hide your imperfections, embrace them. Show your humanity and you will be more relatable. Number 3, I was not specific enough. Many new entrepreneurs fail to narrow their focus or to niche down and get specific about who they're going to serve or who would benefit from using their products or by using their service. Your product is not for everybody. If you think it is, you're wrong, and you need to spend some time going through my ideal avatar worksheet. You can find the links to the worksheet and all of the material that I'm talking about today if you go to ElleryWells.com/no-money. But in the beginning, I thought everybody should read my blog and listen to my podcast. I thought everyone should be interested in personal development, in leadership, and in starting a business. But I was wrong. And what's worse, even after I'd already had my business for a couple of years, I still avoided embracing part of my backstory that would have enabled me to be even more relatable and connect with more people. after I shared the raw truth about getting fired from my job, that wasn't laid off and I didn't quit, I was fired, and how I felt that last year of my employment, when I shared that story and those emotions, people from around the country and really around the world, I got emails from Australia and the UK and Canada, people from around the world came out of the woodwork to tell me that they were going through the same things and experiencing the same feelings. When you're designing your products or services or even your email broadcasts to your subscribers, you have to think about one specific person who would benefit from hearing, reading, or listening to what you have to say. Don't hide your personal experiences because you think you'll push somebody away, because you won't. I mean, you will, but you'll also attract a lot more people to you, your brand, your business, and what you're doing. The fourth reason I made almost no money my first 2 years is I wasn't good enough. Plain and simple, I wasn't good enough. The last reason why I made almost no money my first 2 years, this is a real gut punch for me to admit. The plain and simple and humbling and hard truth is that I wasn't good enough for people to pay attention to or spend their money with. Anyone can get started online. Anyone can build a business or write a blog post or shoot a video or record a podcast episode. Anyone can start a professional podcast and get it into iTunes. Anybody can submit their blog post to a directory. But the ugly truth is that I was not good enough to stand out. I wasn't good enough to show people I was worth paying attention to or worth buying from. I was merely good. And good isn't good enough to stick around for very long. At every stage of your life, to get up to the next level, whatever that is for you, you will have to get better. Good got you where you are, but good will not get you where you want to go. If you want to improve your skills as a writer, as a speaker, or as a salesman, I will give you what you need if you check out 8weekstoexit.com. I want to show you how to set up all of the blogging and everything that I have now, almost 600 blog posts and podcast episodes over the last 5.5 years. And I would not be talking to you today if I had not done the things that I would like to teach you in 8 weeks to exit. But here's the bottom line, and the reason why I made almost no money my first 2 years online. I had a part-time mindset and a part-time work ethic. When you combine those two things together, you will kill almost any dream you could possibly have about being successful. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs over the past few years, and most of the struggles that I see with them are one of these four things that I just shared with you. Be more professional, be more relatable, more targeted, be better. Here's a rhetorical question. You'd have to be pretty ballsy to leave a comment below, but which one of these four things do you know you need to work on? If you like this type of material, make sure you go to ElleryWells.com and subscribe. If you want the notes for all of this material, go to ElleryWells.com/no-money. And if you want to enroll in my program to help you get started online, where I do weekly calls to show you exactly what you need to do to hold your hand if you need it and to keep you accountable, because we all need a little bit of that, go to 8weekstoexit.com. I hope you have a really fantastic day.